Chapter 214. What can I do now? I left the town. I will keep the delicious food and alcohol at this time. Oh my god! Well, it can't be helped. I can't drink alcohol outside as expected. Also, if you take in bliss continuously, you'll get bored eventually. Things like this needs a cool-off period. I understand a little more about the joys of an after-work beer for a salaryman. If I have a complaint, it would be about the vampire girl not learning magic at all. Far from learning, as she seems to be unable to grasp the magic, I worry for her future. Well, but I can't say that to the person either. It's good that I'm a god. This is the result of my efforts. But it's painful to be complexly excluded from the system. Completely excluded. To be frank, the things I can do now is pales in comparison to the previous me. I take out a thread. I'm still able to properly make threads, not as a skill, but because I'm originally a spider. In fact, since it's now out of the system framework, I can completely customize the thread. I can't help but say that I've got weak on everything else. Thanks to magic not being able to attach parts of the removed attributes, it's weakened, all except the darkness system. Space magic, therapy magic, and heresy magic attribute is not present. Even with therapy magic, since I became a god, I regenerate even without the use of magic, so it's useless. As the space magic does not receive any more assistance from the system anymore, invoking it becomes unstable. Therefore, I need to practice it. Heresy magic can be used. Well, there are no opportunities to use it. There's also the fact that, depending on the enemy, there are types of magic that are rendered useless. The only magic that can essentially be used is darkness, so to speak. Well, that's only when thinking about combat. There's no problem when using it in daily life. I can make self-shaved ice from ice. Though I didn't do that. I'm not resistant, because resistance involves attributes. My defense system is gone. Abnormal state resistance might be disabled, so I eat normal food. It is convenient that I'm in such a state. Inconvenient. It is inconvenient. I can't do anything now. Almost all I've done has an attribute. Space magic is a bit special. The other attributes are inconsequential bit about those that I can't use anymore. The one that shocked me the most is poison. The poison that supported me to make the finest threads, the peerless one, is now gone. All poisons in this world has poison attribute. There's no chemically made poison, it's just magically made. That's why it's not really called poison, but more like a continuous magic damage. I was providing poison via poison synthesis, and only water came out. If you see it from the magic perspective or the systems, it's genuine H2O. That's because poison resistance is in poison attribute. To tell you the truth, the poison has no meaning. There's no chemically made poison in this world because of the system. The amount of poison won't affect anything. And then just a bunch of Japanese words. It isn't created because it can't be brought in. However, if I use potassium nitrate from this world, I can make it. The only one who can do it now is Kuro. Next is the Evil Eye. The unusable and non-usable ones are separated. The usable ones are Farsight, Foresight, and Destruction Eye. The non-usable ones are Grudge, Paralysis, and Magnet. Farsight is like a telescope, and it's easy to use. Foresight is a bit weakened, but it's still not usable. While the system's assistance math process becomes extremely complicated, it is, without the system, it has been a burden to use, but I can still use it. Destruction, yep, I can use it. As the things I can't use all are the attributes, it can't be helped. Really can't be helped. Those that affect the HP through the system, such as Grudge, Paralysis, and Magnet, is attributed. Thread, Poison, Magic, and Evil Eyes. These four were my biggest weapons. Now, one was lost, and two were half usable. It's a sign that I've weakened. Why is that not obvious? There's no way God is a weak existence. Of course it'll reduce what I can do. There's no doubt. But even if the things I can do is reduced, the quality is increased exponentially. First of all, status. Since I'm out of the system, my precious status doesn't exist. However, as the physical capabilities are improved by magic, similar effects to this world's status can be displayed. But unlike the fixed status, I can freely adjust it. You can say that my physical capabilities can be controlled more freely, as my magical power cannot be compared to before apotheosis. Thus, my physical capabilities have been reinforced, and my status would easily be over 100,000. Since the upper limit is 99,999, it is impossible to win against me in status. Moreover, 100,000 is even more is under normal circumstances. If it's in a battle, the output can also increase a little more. I can also penetrate the Demon King's physical nullify because it is nullify. Turbo used to translate as nullity. Now it's nullify. Good. Because the load exceeds the upper limit, the skill can tolerate. It's called bulldozing. Even with that, no one can defeat Kuro in this world. D's gift, God's basic course, also describes the minimum amount of power usage required as a god. I may be the lowest rank, but it's possible to get the battle ability just to call oneself a god. Also, even I lost my powers and my skills, my memory of using it is not lost. The attribute from the system can't be reproduced, but with time it is possible to make something similar to it. Among the skills I've lost, I think I can develop techniques similar to them. For the meantime, I want to restore Evil Eye. To do that, I isolated my body in a different space, and I made a clone to collect babies which had been born from revival eggs so I could absorb them. Power of each individual one isn't much, because the imitation parallel will isn't much different. I put each in charge of reproducing an ability. I'm repeatedly working hard, even though my main body is idle. The swan gracefully moves on the water's surface to make it happen as if it's moving its feet furiously. To make it happen, it's moving. Oh, right. It's a pretty good analogy. My main body isn't lazy, as nigh as it could possibly be. That's how I trained in a concealed place in the middle of the journey. I want this vampire girl to follow my example a little. So she's still constantly power leveling. That's all she does is she power levels. It's great. I love it. Oh.